Now, am I showing my face here today? Because my friends, this avatar you see, yes, this digital clone, actually resembles my real appearance. Not perfectly, of course. The algorithm has given me slightly better skin and maybe even erased the occasional wrinkle. But hey, if you're watching an AV, you don't want reality. You want high definition fantasy. And here I am in 4K disappointment. Now tell me honestly, what do you think of my looks? Could I pull it off? Could I stand in front of the camera, lights blazing, director yelling faster, faster, and pretend that this is the life I always dreamed of? I mean, technically, yes. I have a face, I have a body, I even have what some would call character. That's enough for half of YouTube, right? But let's be clear. I'm not here to announce my debut in an AV hardcore video. Oh no. If I did, you'd already be typing my name into Google faster than your mother typing symptoms of lower back pain. And trust me, if I really had an AV out there, you wouldn't be watching this video. You'd already be buying it, frame by frame, like it was the last NFT on Earth. So why this title? I wish I could be an AV porn star, but it's impossible? Because that's the joke. That's the tragedy. That's the satire of Japanese society itself. We glamorize the impossible, we fetishize the unrealistic, and we convince ordinary people, people like me, that if only we were a little prettier, a little younger, a little more marketable, we too could be immortalized on a DVD no one actually buys anymore. Welcome to Japan, my dear audience, where dreams go straight to the discount bin. Everyone thinks being an AV star is like winning the lottery. The lights, the fame, the endless compliments about how natural you look while doing something extremely unnatural. But let's stop lying to ourselves. The AV industry isn't Hollywood, it's a factory, a conveyor belt of fantasies that chew you up, spit you out, and replace you with the next new face before you've even had time to wash off the makeup. Let's imagine for a moment I walk into an audition. I've done my hair, put on my most flattering dress, and rehearsed my best, innocent but secretly naughty smile in the mirror. The director glances at me, looks down at his clipboard, and asks one single question. How old are you? Game over. That's it. I could look like I just stepped out of a beauty filter app, but the number on my ID card is louder than any moan I could possibly fake. In Japan, age is the original sin. Forget wrinkles, forget cellulite, those can be edited out. But if you're over 30, you're instantly shoved into mature category, and not in a glamorous way. Mature in AV is code for congratulations, you've been promoted to stepmom in a bad soap opera nobody wanted to watch. And the fans? Oh, don't get me started. They demand perfection, skin smoother than Photoshop, waist thinner than a chopstick, and a personality that screams submissive but grateful. Meanwhile, real women, actual humans, are expected to live up to this fantasy for the price of a 980 yen rental DVD. So here's the truth. I wish I could be an AV porn star, but it's impossible. Not because I lack the courage, not because I lack the body, but because the industry itself isn't built for people like me. It's built for disposable youth. And in Japan, youth has an expiration date shorter than a convenience store bento. You may say, it's your fault. Why didn't you apply earlier? Yes, I admit it. When I was in my 20s, I wasn't chasing cameras, I was chasing promotions. Too busy being respectable like a model citizen stamped with an MBA. Too busy sitting in a suffocating bank office, typing in both English and Korean until my wrists cried for mercy. Proofreading letters for executives who couldn't even spell their own names correctly. While other girls were arching their backs under ring lights with a sake glass in hand, I was arching my back over Excel spreadsheets. While they were moaning convincingly for a paycheck, I was moaning silently into my lukewarm convenience store dinner. Back then, I thought I was climbing the ladder of success. Spoiler alert, the ladder was leaning against the wrong building. Because when I look back now, AV was the smarter ladder all along. At least AV had an audience clapping. Think about it. In banking, I slaved for 12 hours a day. Nobody clapped, nobody thanked me. My reward? A strained back, a ruined spine, and maybe an 8001 bibimbap if I was lucky. But in AV? Moan on cue and suddenly you're a legend. Your face on glossy DVD covers. A fan club mailing you snacks, flowers, maybe even Louis Vuitton. Men bowing like you're a goddess who descended straight from Olympus. Honestly, between finance and AV, which is the smarter career? But here's the trick society never tells you when you're young. Respectability is a scam. They preach be respectable, get a stable job, don't embarrass your family. Respectable? What's respectable about being disposable the second you hit 35? Stable? What's stable about wages frozen since the 1990s? At least in AV, the contract is clear. You're desired until the next younger face arrives. Brutal, yes, but at least it's honest brutality. And so I laugh at myself now. I had the language skills, the work ethic, the stamina to endure endless men telling me what to do. I was already trained, perfect candidate for AV. But instead, I wasted my youth serving finance. So yes, maybe it is my fault. I applied too late. In Japan, timing is everything. And once the clock ticks past your so-called prime years, you don't get a second audition. You might retort, other countries also glorify youth and practice ageism. Yeah, sure. But Japan takes that teeny bias and stretches it into full-blown fetishism, like a national hobby. It's not merely ageism, it's a cultural religion. Now, before you accuse me of exaggerating, let's peek behind the curtain of the AV industry structure. It's not some spontaneous creative dome. It's a well-oiled, hyper-efficient youth-chasing machine. There are the pro studios, the big names like Alice Japan or S101 Style, churning out glossy idol fantasies under strict ethical oversight. Then there are the indie studios, Soft on Demand, SOD, Moody's, Dogma, where the mosaics are fine-tuned, the fetishes run wild, and the obsession with novelty is even more intense. Let's get real. The system is built to spotlight young freshness. The Tantai format, solo, minimal narrative, is a prime stage for showcasing a newbie's bodily capital. Meanwhile, the Kikaku, narrative-driven videos, hype up the enticement of youth even more with plot excuses and scenarios to highlight that virginal charm. Together, they form a conveyor belt, constantly stocking fresh faces, fresh fantasies, and fresh bodily capital. Even the hardcore senior porn trend, where older actresses like Emi Toda find niche fame, only adds to the contradiction. It's booming precisely because Japan normally erases older women from sexual visibility. So when gem-like exceptions emerge, they become fetishized anomalies, not the norm. Meanwhile, the industry pumps out thousands of videos every month. One stat suggests over 4,500 titles flood the market monthly, like a tsunami of youth, forcing actresses to peak early and move on before the clock strikes. In short, yes, other cultures idolize youth, but in Japan, it's institutionalized. The AV industry isn't just selling sex, it's selling freshness, packaged and catalogued by prime years. And if you're past them, don't worry, your contract's self-destruct sequence has already launched. Let's clear one thing up. AV isn't some laid-back paradise where every woman who applies gets a cushy fan club and royalties forever. No, it's the Hunger Games, with better lighting and worse contracts. Imagine walking into the AV industry. You're not just competing with the girl next door. You're competing with 5,000 other girls next door, who all look like they were custom built by a TikTok filter. Every month, Japan studios release thousands of titles. Yes, thousands. That means the turnover rate is faster than a bowl of ramen in a salaryman's stomach. One wrong move, one slightly less enthusiastic fake moan, and bam, you're yesterday's thumbnail. The fresh face hype is brutal. One week you're the new rising star, plastered on billboards in Akihabara. The next you're buried in page 27 of an adult DVD catalogue, sandwiched between Maid Cosplay and Tentacle Remake Part 73. Your value? Already depreciating like a used K car. And the competition? Oh, it's savage. Actresses aren't just competing on looks, they're competing on niche categories. Too many cute girls. Then someone shows up as the naughty tutor or the seductive stepmom. Someone else dyes their hair pink. Another pretends she's a country girl who's never seen a big city. If you don't stand out in this circus of fetishes, you don't get invited back. It's not just about survival, it's about reinvention. Top stars have to constantly refresh their image, dropping new angles, new scenarios, new personas. One day you're the innocent schoolgirl, the next day you're the icy office lady in heels who humiliates men for a paycheck. AV is capitalism at its rawest: compete, adapt, or vanish. So, yes, Japan's AV industry is glamorous on the outside, but inside, it's a shark tank where only the most adaptable survive. Not every star fades gracefully. Most disappear into obscurity, their short lived fame reduced to bargain bin DVDs that even convenience store clerks roll their eyes at. Here's the cruel joke: a Japanese AV actress has a shelf life shorter than a Family Mart sandwich. You think models retire early? Think again. AV stars are expected to peak, climax, literally and figuratively, in about 1 to 2 years. After that, the industry chews them up, files them under archived material, and floods the shelves with newer, shinier faces. And this isn't an exaggeration, it's structural. Japan releases over 4,000 titles every single month. That's more than 130 per day. Do you really think every actress from that avalanche becomes a legend? No. Most don't even survive long enough to get a Wikipedia page. Their careers last about as long as a disposable lighter and burn out just as quickly. But wait, don't laugh at them yet. Because this brutal turnover isn't just AV, it's YouTube too. YouTubers, just like AV stars, are competing in a digital orgy of attention. Same logic. Rise fast, peak quickly, then get replaced by some 19-year-old with better thumbnails and a TikTok crossover. And here's the kicker: you mistake my video for AI slop, like I just pressed a button on a vending machine and out came this script. Please. I sit here writing, word by word, chapter by chapter, commenting back to you daily. Why? Because competition is just as furious here as in the AV world. If I don't craft my story with blood, sweat, and sarcasm, I'll vanish into the algorithm like yesterday's bikini idol. That's why I call AV and YouTube siblings. Both are merciless gladiator arenas. Both dangle the promise of fame but deliver burnout. Both tell you anyone can make it, but only a tiny handful ever do. The rest, deleted, forgotten, discarded into the same digital trash heap. So yes, being an AV actress is brutal, but being a YouTuber, almost the same. The only difference is, when an AV actress fades, at least she has her fan club buying her DVDs on discount. When a YouTuber fades, she doesn't even get that. Just a ghost channel, and a sad reminder that the internet forgets you faster than Japan forgets last year's idol. Here's where Japan proves it isn't just ageist. It's pathologically obsessed. In Western porn, you'll find plenty of women 40, 45, even 50 plus still performing, and not as a joke. They get proper paychecks, full contracts, and sometimes even real stardom. The category is wide, respected, and profitable because audiences admit, yes, women over 40 exist, and yes, they can still be sexy. Revolutionary, right? But Japan? No, no, no. Once you pass your 30s here, you're not mature. You're radioactive waste. The only way the industry allows you back in is under the maniac category: Oberson fetish, stepmother humiliation, or housewife corner. Translation: you're not desirable. You're a punchline. And let's be brutally honest, the pay reflects it. Western 40 plus actresses can still earn six figures. Japanese women in the same age bracket, a train ticket, a convenience store bento, and maybe taxi fare if the director is generous. This isn't empowerment, it's extinction disguised as fetish. A category designed not to celebrate older women, but to gawk at their survival, like rare zoo animals still breathing after society already declared them dead. And yet, Japanese society worships this system. The AV world becomes a mirror for the country itself. Glorify youth at all costs, erase the old, and fetishize their faint existence only when it's profitable. It's not just porn, it's the national philosophy. No wonder wages don't rise. No wonder people over 40 can't get jobs. No wonder birth rates are collapsing. When even your sex industry thinks a 35-year-old woman is an alien artifact, your society is already rotting from the inside out. So yes, Japan's AV industry is glamorous at first glance, but look closer. It's not just porn, it's prophecy. A country that fetishizes youth so extremely that even mature AV is just a funeral with lighting. And when society itself is built on that same logic, don't be surprised when the whole nation ends up in the bargain bin. So here we are. I titled this video, I wish I could be an AV porn star, but it's impossible. And now you know why. Not because I lack the face, not because I lack the body, certainly not because I lack the stamina. I survived corporate banking, and if you can handle 12 hours of financial modeling while your boss mispronounces leverage, you can handle anything. No, it's impossible because the AV industry itself is a mirror of Japan, obsessed with youth, allergic to age, and addicted to discarding people the second they're no longer shiny. You think this is only about porn? Wrong. This is about a society where shelf life applies not just to actresses, but to workers, women, men, everyone. In the West, a 40-year-old porn star can still headline a video and get paid properly. In Japan, the same woman is shoved into housewife humiliation, paid like a part-time cashier, and treated as though her existence is a niche perversion. Mature women are not celebrated, they're fetishized extinction, living fossils on camera. And that's why Japan is stuck. Even its sex industry, which should be the freest, most honest part of culture, has become a prison cell of youth obsession. If the AV world is this brutal, what hope is there for regular people in offices, factories, or, dare I say, YouTube? Yes, even here the competition is insane. You mistake my video for AI slop. Sorry, no vending machine wrote this script. I sit here typing, rewriting, sending new chapters daily, because just like AV, if I don't fight tooth and nail for attention, I vanish. So what's the moral? Japan glorifies youth until it destroys itself. AV is just the flashy trailer. The real movie, a whole country rotting from inside out. And if you don't want to rot with it, subscribe. Hit that button, leave a comment, share this video. Because unlike AV, you don't need to pay 980 yen for the next chapter. I'll deliver it here. Free, savage, and honest.